When you think of evil, what comes to mind? A shadowy figure lurking in dark alleys, or perhaps a villain in a movie whose intentions are obvious and sinister. But in real life, evil can often wear a smiling face, masquerade as charm, and hide in plain sight. Detecting such malevolence is a skill, one that can save you from manipulation, heartbreak, and even betrayal. Here we'll delve into how Stoicism, a philosophy known for its calm resilience and discerning wisdom, can help you spot and avoid the hidden dangers posed by evil individuals. What does it mean to be evil? Is it simply the opposite of good, or is there something deeper, more unsettling about the word itself? To truly understand evil in others, we must first clarify what we're looking for. Stoic wisdom teaches us that people reveal their character not through occasional actions, but through their consistent patterns of behavior. By observing these patterns closely, we can identify the red flags of an evil person. 1. The mask of kindness. Evil people aren't always obvious. In my early 20s, I met someone who seemed extraordinarily generous. He was attentive, listened to everyone's stories, and always seemed eager to help. But over time, I noticed small, disturbing patterns. He would do things for others, but would later bring up every favor he'd done in uncomfortable detail, making them feel indebted to him. If someone refused his kindness, his face would transform, eyes narrowing with a strange resentment. Looking back, I realized he had always calculated his kindness, wielding it as a weapon to trap others. Stoicism reminds us to question appearances. Seneca wrote, "We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality." With evil people, it's common to be charmed into complacency, only to find their kindness is a lure. Stoicism teaches that true kindness expects nothing in return. Real generosity stands without an agenda, whereas an evil person disguises manipulation as kindness, only to reveal resentment later on. Ask yourself, does this person's generosity feel unconditional, or does it come with invisible strings attached? 2. The lure of power. Watch for obsessive control. Evil often comes wrapped in a need for power. Those with malevolent intentions rarely seek power openly. Instead, they wield control subtly, using guilt, shame, and obligation as levers. A friend of mine once found herself in a relationship with a man who started off as a doting partner, but soon his concerns about her choices turned into outright control. "I just want to make sure you're safe," he'd say. At first, she appreciated the care, but when his concerns grew into interrogations and subtle demands, she realized she was trapped. Stoicism teaches us to honor our freedom and autonomy. Marcus Aurelius advised us to consider the character of the people we deal with. Control in itself is not evil, but the motives behind it can reveal a person's true nature. Evil people crave control not to protect you, but to possess you, suffocating your individuality under the guise of concern. Ask yourself, does this person celebrate my independence, or are they subtly working to break it down? 3. Chronic lying. The truth is rarely in their words. An evil person has a complicated relationship with the truth. While everyone lies on occasion, for some, deceit is second nature. It goes beyond small fibs and becomes a mechanism to manipulate, wound, and take advantage. The Stoics emphasized integrity as a pillar of virtuous living. Epictetus wrote, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." To a Stoic, a lie is corrosive to the soul. I once worked with someone who would lie about the smallest things, even when the truth would have served them just as well. It was baffling, but over time I realized the lies were about more than convenience. They were about control. He knew that by bending the truth constantly, He kept everyone around him uncertain, forever guessing. This unpredictability made him the center of attention, the one everyone scrambled to understand. Evil people manipulate reality to suit their needs, using lies as a form of power. Stoicism teaches us to observe a person's consistency. Do their words align with their actions? The wise person, as Stoicism teaches, has no need for lies because they are secure in their own truth. But the evil person revels in distortion, leaving you doubting your perceptions. The subtle undermining, poison in small doses. Have you ever felt inexplicably deflated after sharing good news with someone? Stoicism alerts us to the power of subtle undermining, the sly digs, backhanded compliments, and faint praise that evil people often use to chip away at your confidence. These aren't grand, obvious insults, but tiny seeds of doubt planted carefully to make you feel small. For example, imagine you finally achieved a personal goal. An evil person might say, "That's great, though I'm surprised you managed it. Didn't think it was really your thing." On the surface it sounds like praise, but there's a barb buried within. Over time these remarks build up, subtly eroding your self-esteem. Stoicism advises self-awareness as a defense. Know who you are and be vigilant of those who try to distort that understanding. Evil people know that you will question your self-worth if you hear doubt often enough. Reflect on Seneca's advice. The mind that is anxious about future events is miserable. Cultivate a mind that recognizes the tactics of those who aim to belittle, for this mental clarity will protect you from their toxicity. 5. Emotional chaos, the constant roller coaster. Evil individuals often thrive on emotional chaos, stirring up drama as a means of control. They derive satisfaction from watching people become unsteady, confused, and reactive. This might take the form of creating conflict where none exists, provoking arguments only to blame you for being too sensitive, or stirring up situations that leave everyone feeling unsettled. Consider a colleague of mine who seemed to derive pleasure from workplace conflicts. She would instigate issues subtly, then feign innocence while the chaos unfolded. People would scramble to make peace, but she remained calm in the eye of the storm, watching it all play out. It was her way of asserting dominance, subtly forcing everyone to walk on eggshells around her. According to Stoic philosophy, emotional peace is essential. Evil people will try to drag you into their whirlwind, but as Marcus Aurelius advised, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Evil people crave control over your emotions, and in maintaining your composure, you deprive them of that power. Ask yourself, do I feel unusually stressed, confused, or reactive around this person? If the answer is yes, consider stepping back. 6. Lack of empathy, the absence of true compassion. Empathy is one of humanity's most beautiful qualities. It allows us to feel for others, to share in their pain, joy, and journey. But an evil person lacks genuine empathy. They may mimic caring behavior, but it's an act devoid of sincerity. A Stoic approach to empathy involves both feeling and acting on compassion, balancing personal tranquility with a desire to aid others. I remember a former friend who only offered support on her own terms. She seemed attentive and empathetic, but if I ever tried to reach her in a moment of genuine need, she'd disappear or downplay my problems. If something negative happened to someone else, she'd twist it into an opportunity for self-promotion, a way to seem sympathetic without actually being involved. The Stoics emphasize compassion as a bridge to understanding humanity. Evil people sever this bridge, their compassion merely a performance. They lack the Stoic trait of sympathia, the belief in the interconnectedness of all people. For them, life is a one-man show, with no real consideration for others. If you feel that a person's empathy is hollow, trust your instincts. Stoicism teaches us to listen to the voice of reason and experience in matters of character. In conclusion, sharpening your discernment. As you navigate life, keep these signs close to heart. Evil people can be masters of disguise, but the patterns in their behavior are like cracks in a facade. Stoicism doesn't teach us to mistrust everyone, but rather to discern carefully. The Stoics believed that by observing calmly, we could protect our inner peace while still engaging with the world. When you encounter someone who triggers these red flags, don't rush to judge, but remain vigilant. Evil is rarely as simple as it appears, and Stoicism offers us the tools to detect it without becoming cynical. After all, awareness and wisdom, not fear, are our best defenses.